Good morning, everyone, and greetings from Washington, D.C. Today we're at the Smithsonian National Zoo, and in this video we're going to show you off all the animals and exhibits that can be found at the National Zoo. I go by the legend, joined by my wonderful girlfriend Molly. Let's go check out the National Zoo.
The mosaic.
Yeah.
The entrance.
Let's kick off the tour of the National Zoo here at the Asia Trail, home to the zoo's most famous resident, the giant pandas. And here you can see the star of the zoo. Oh, it's running around. That is a 1-year-old baby panda cub. And that is Mom over there. Oh, look at it. Look what it's doing. It's on a big climbing adventure. Oh my gosh.
Look at the baby panda.
Oh, he's a clumsy panda. Oh no. Hold on, buddy. Yeah. This is adorable. So cute.
Yeah, sometimes he falls from high up and then he immediately climbs back up. They're built to do that. It happens all the time.
This is so adorable.
Which is good, or they probably would move people around.
Oh yeah.
Such a roly-poly little
Here he is. Here he is.
panda
His
bear.
little face. There you go.
There's indoor viewing as well. You can see the little guy right there. Now, it's incredibly rare to see pandas, especially baby pandas. Here in the States, there's only 3 zoos that have giant pandas. Here in DC, over in Memphis, and then the Atlanta Zoo as well. And oh my gosh, so adorable. Chewing on Mom. This room here is the giant panda research area. And the cool thing about the National Zoo, they have webcams on their giant panda at all times. So if you want to see what the little bundle of joy is doing any hour of the day, you can watch it on 1 or 2 different webcams they have on the website. Fun looking fellow there. That is a sloth bear.
Walking away.
Love his face.
Yeah. He's really adorable.
The
He
big
looks
fluffy
cuddly.
ears. They have 2 sloth bears.
They're new to the zoo. One of them. They're getting introduced.
They seem to be getting along okay. Sleeping up in the tree there is the clouded leopard. Not the easiest thing to see with the glare, but that is a fishing cat. And it's doing cat stuff. And those got some big teeth too. Oh, look at them standing up like they're people.
We found them.
Yep, these are the Asian small-clawed otters. One of my favorite animals to see at the zoo.
We have a massive exhibit.
Yeah, their exhibit here is really big. It took us a while to find them, but I'm happy we did because they're really cute.
They're so cute.
Pretty far away though, unfortunately. But they do have a couple of different pools. They have a waterfall thing they could play in. Lots of toys. But right now they're choosing to hang out all the way over there.
All right.
The next section of the zoo, we go up the hill to see the great cats. Here you can see the zoo's tiger. Very, very pretty. Enclosure definitely feels a bit dated, but also pretty large. There's a second tiger enclosure as well. He's, I guess, looking at a helicopter. It's going overhead. Next to the tigers are the lions. One of them's awake. Big lioness. Looks like she might be right and ready to go back to sleep though. The next section of the zoo is elephant trails. There are a couple different places to view the Asian elephants, including this really cool bridge where you're like 30 feet above them. Look at the tusk on that guy. We're now in a different section of the elephant enclosure. You can see the other 2 elephants over here, along with the pool they have. That'd be awesome to see them playing in the pool. We're now inside the elephant barn where you see the big male at ground level. And he looks much, much bigger than we saw him on the bridge. here's the think tank. Not sure what's inside. It's definitely, you can tell it's an older building at the zoo. I love the statues and stuff on top. So the think tank is an interesting name for the indoor viewing of the orangutans, including you can see a little one right there in front of us. How about that? Oh, playing with the hay. Looking for something. You see, I think there are 4 in here. Down here, having a treat is an island swamp monkey.
Can you please tell me if you're an ape or a monkey?
Go back a little bit.
It's a little face.
Give me monkey.
Oh.
Monkey or ape, can you please tell me?
The next section of the zoo is close to home here, the American Trail for the treasures of North America. Swimming around there, a North American river otter. He's out of his enclosure.
Why the hell did he say that?
Not out of his enclosure, out of the water. He's super far away, but it makes sense that the National Zoo here in DC would have a bald eagle. We're now at the seal tank. I believe this guy here is a gray seal.
Yeah.
So they have harbor seals and gray seals. The gray seals, I believe, are the larger ones. You don't see gray seals in a lot of zoos either, so it's kind of neat to see that guy. What a funny looking animal. Here's a better shot of that seal. And his buddy's gonna flop into the water. Whee! Flopping around, making noise. Actually, right near us, here. We got some California sea lions.
With the pelican.
Yeah, they're not alone in the enclosure either. They got their buddies, the pelicans, hanging out over there. The seals and sea lions area does feel rather modern. There's a great underwater viewing area too for the California sea lions. These guys put in a show. Oh, what did you win? There's another underwater viewing section as well for the California sea lions. Big window. Unfortunately, when you come to the zoo, you can't see them all. This enclosure here is for the Andean bear, which is famously the kind of bear that Paddington is from the films and books.
There's a lizard.
Yeah, there's a lizard. I mean, that's not quite as cool, but still kind of neat. The next exhibit is the Great Ape House. A little confusing because they got this wonderful bee mural on the outside when there's apes inside. The first thing you see in the Great Apes House is the indoor area for the zoo's gorillas, including these 2 hanging out in a hammock, chowing down on some hay. In addition to the lowland gorillas, there are orangutans in here as well. The zoo is home to 2 juvenile bison, who are very pretty. You can tell they're juveniles, as bison are giant animals when full grown. And these guys, not even close to that. In the back of the enclosure here, you do have some kudu. Right up front, coming over to say hello, is a hornbill.
How much of a fingerprint? It was supposed to be the hallway.
Look at him. Here's a better view of the kudu as he licks his own foot. Apparently he's a juvenile. He was born March 29th. Posing for us here is a griffin vulture. It took us a minute, but we did find the Sitatunga.
He's hiding.
Yeah.
He's like, if I say all the way up the fence near the bushes, you can't see me.
Look at his ears. Sleeping over here are the zoo's cheetahs.
And they have massive amount of room.
Yes, their enclosure is very large. Panning over here, and this is just about half of it. They have a ton of room to roam around.
But they're hanging out in the shade like cheetahs do.
Yeah, I don't blame you guys. It's really hot today. Just go behind the tree there is one of the zoo's zebras. Very pretty one. That way? What's that way? That's the next thing, the kids' farm. The first animal you get to is some chickens. They've got some goats, but they are little goats. They're pretty cute. Looks like they're using their scratching pad. Oh. Oh, the goat's on his little goat playground. The miniature donkeys are pretty cool animal. This guy,
I like that one.
I was gonna say, it is way too hot for him.
Yeah, he's out.
He's done. Not two animals I expected to see paired up together. You've got some cows, and they're in the same enclosure as some alpacas. Didn't know those types of animals would be friends. Right by the kids' farm is a bee-themed playground. I love these little guys. Some black-footed prairie dogs. And they got a bunch of them.
Look at them
Whoa!
go in the hole.
Everybody in the hole. This beautiful waterfall is supposed to be home to 3 different types of lemurs, but I don't see any in here. On the plus side, there's a turtle. There's a random triceratops. For a couple of bucks, you can ride the preservation carousel with all sorts of different animals on there. Ooh, even an octopus. The next exhibit's one I should really enjoy. This is the small mammal house. Look at the little armadillo. He's got so much energy. So much energy. Sleeping in a trademark sleep pose is the fennec fox.
His ears are so pointy and cute.
Great view here of a prehensile tailed porcupine. Of course, one of my favorite zoos is the Cincinnati Zoo, and they do a great job displaying some of their animals on social media, so immediately makes me think of Rico, the porcupine over there. They do have 2 at the zoo, though. This guy's in a cool pose as well. The guy popped his head out to say hello. That's a golden-headed lion tamarin. Another animal I really enjoy, that's a tamandua. They are known as lesser anteaters. So the same family, just much, much smaller. See the little basket there? That's a sand cat. Oh, they're doing cat stuff. Here are the zoo's red ruffed lemurs. Not jumping around, but they're still very, very cute. This exhibit's kind of a rainforest type exhibit. You have green acaris in here, which are a really cool species of bird. Now the star of the show is the two-toed sloth, and they're never easy to find. With sloths, always try to look up, and we found him sleeping in the carrying case. What else do you see in here? Oh, the dwarf mongoose just climbed into his wheel that he's now running around like a hamster. That's fun. It's a better shot of that dwarf mongoose. That actually looks like a small one. And yeah, that's. I think you are a smaller one. Ooh. Look at him. Look how little you are. They're going very Lion King in this enclosure, as you do have the meerkat down there, paired up with the hornbill. So pretty much Timon and Zazu live together. They've got more tamanduas, and these guys, they're way more active. Run around! Oh, he's a big one. They're really strong animals, too. This is a very rare to find zoo animal. It's a giant cloud rat. Way on the top of their little mountain there's a couple of white-nosed coatis, which are some fun animals. Next up is the Reptile House.
With a dinosaur.
Home to a Stegosaurus. Crawling over to us here is a ridge-tailed monitor.
Right, I think it's over here. No, it's here.
Pretty active little guy.
Oh no, that's
the reptile area. Definitely an older building, but solid air conditioning. Chilling in the back is an African plated lizard. This animal is native to eastern Cuba. That's a smallwoods anole.
So his head is all
Second animal in a row that's native to Cuba. This smiling guy here is a Cuban crocodile.
There he is.
Posing for us here is a shingleback skink.
Native to Australia.
Non-active, but living in these tubes here. These are hellbenders, which is a kind of salamander species that can grow about 2 feet long. See it? Look at the alligator snapping turtle. You never get to see these guys move. Oh, so cool. Upon further review, they have a lot of hellbenders. It must be some sort of breeding program or research center. Here's one out of the two. Unfortunately, the one in the enclosure is not that big, and also a little difficult to see. Japanese giant salamander. Zooming along there is an Aldabra tortoise. Now, if I'm correct, these guys grow very, very large, like 4, 5, 6 feet, massive turtles. So I'm guessing this one's a baby, or I got my species confused. The next section of the zoo is Amazonia. The Amazonia section does have an indoor science center, complete with a coral reef and other exhibits. And it's really nicely air conditioned in here, which helps because the day we're here it's like 93 degrees. Also in the science center, you do have some reptiles and amphibians exhibits. The one I'm looking at here is a Panamanian golden frog. Staring right at me. That is a California tiger salamander. And look at that mug. And his buddy over here.
The way he moves.
They're pretty cool. Got some very colorful but very dangerous. This wonderful blue and yellow creature hopping around. That's a poison frog. And there's his buddy. Whoa, that was a big hop. Always great to see zoos renovating and expanding. Right now, the Smithsonian National Zoo is renovating their birdhouse, which was originally built in 1928 and is going to be now a one-of-a-kind experience telling the story of bird migration when it reopens. The sign says spring 2021, but obviously we've had some difficulties over the past year, so I can see why they got pushed back a little bit. They've got some decent food options here at the National Zoo. Not only one with Sparrow, but Weird Sparrow, a hot dog on a garlic breadstick bun. You've got Dippin' Dots with Panda Dots. Sparrow's also got some fun stuff on the menu. And then there's a food truck over there that serves some barbecue food. And that'll do it for our time at the National Zoo. We were there for a little over 3 hours. Some information about the zoo, it is free to come into, but if you want to park your car, it's going to run you about $30, and you need to book that in advance because they do not have a lot of parking. So keep that in mind if you're going to plan your trip to the National Zoo. Now, Molly, this is normally the part of the video where we talk about our favorite animal that we saw, but I think that's pretty obvious.
The baby panda rolling around.
Oh my god, that might be the cutest animal I've ever seen in any zoo ever.
He was so cute.
So cute. We went back, we saw him like 3 or 4 times. Sometimes he was eating, sometimes he was snuggling. Mm-hmm. The best was when he was out there playing in the little jungle gym kind of thing. Yes. Just adorable.
I also liked the elephant enclosure. It was massive, and how you had the bridge that looked over the elephants that gave you a different point of view.
Yeah, I thought the small mammal house was a lot of fun. Those are like some of my favorite animals at any zoo. And it was a pretty nice zoo. If you have any questions about the National Zoo, let us know in the comments section below. And thank you very much for watching this video.